Engines roaring, feel the beat, Ryan and John can't be beat, on the Fastlane, so sleek, gotta rev up, hit the street, ooh yeah, Fastlane, all night, feel the speed, feel the light, join the ride, hold on tight.
And we're back in the fast lane, back in our HQ. Jeez, what a whirlwind. I'm spinning still. I'm still absolutely spinning.
I know. I haven't had a chance to catch up with you. I mean, obviously we chatted while you were over there, but
Mad.
I mean, talk about boxes being ticked. You know, I was actually thinking about on the way to the studio this morning is that we've seen Formula One.
Yeah.
We've seen Eminem. We've seen Robbie Williams,
Yeah.
Robbie Vessels.
Yeah.
We've seen.
I saw an Alsatian and a Pitbull
Yeah.
and a Jack Russell.
I mean, that's been, and you've been to Liverpool game. I mean,
Liverpool game, ticket off the bucket list for the fast lane. It's been incredible.
Yeah.
It doesn't stop there. We've got loads of things planned on the cards, but let's talk Formula One. We will start with Formula One. It's been testing and there's a lot. It's fiercely competitive.
It is.
It's going to be an epic season.
Yeah, I mean, the mind games again are already started. I love it. I really enjoy that part because the guys are all chirping while Lando's being interviewed.
Yeah.
This year's champ, this, and I can see actually, and watch this. Just remember, I said this.
Yeah.
I think he's going to have a little bit of a meltdown. I don't think he can handle that pressure yet. He's still a little bit young. I don't think he's mature enough. We talk about the mental mind games.
Yeah.
I think the guys are smelling a little bit of blood there and they're just dropping these bombs.
I'll put the pressure on him.
Yeah, exactly. Clever. George Russell and Verstappen again at each other like two little chihuahuas. They're just biting at each other's heels. And Max is going, come now, man. You know, just
Come
cut
on,
it
stop
off.
playing
you know?
games. Yeah.
But what did you think about the booing? I wanted to actually talk about that.
It was very loud, it was very big, and it was very deliberate, I felt. Christian Horner, you could see it affected him. You could see he wasn't
not
happy
nice.
with it. And it wasn't uncalled for. It really was. I mean, it is kind of it is one of their home teams. And, it's made up of a principal who's British, I guess, a lot of the staff, they're based in the UK. So, it didn't sound good there. I mean, I can get the FIA being booed when the logo comes up, and we can understand where that comes from. But individuals, I know it lacked taste. But the support, let me tell you, I hadn't heard a place go off like I did for Lewis Hamilton. That place loved him. There's so much energy around him and at Ferrari. I don't know if you've seen the people all clambering all around the track to try and get a view of them at the track. Literally the next day they were at the Ferrari test track, and you couldn't squeeze another person in. They were literally climbing over the walls to to view Lewis Hamilton. They reckon that they haven't had this much attention around the track in a long time.
Well, I mean, he's probably paid for his drive already just in the media exposure that he's brought. But think about this, Silverstone, normally pretty much silver. It's just going to be red.
Yeah.
It's exciting. I mean, I think it's great for the championship. But, I mean, there was a lot of talk about what and who behind the scenes there. And I think, talk about the swearing thing, because that's come up quite a lot now.
Gordon Ramsay and the swear word at
but you know what's happened is
F175.
Nigel Mansell and Mika Hakkinen have actually come out and made statements saying, listen, guys, and it changed my view on it, because I was like, let them have the raw emotion, which I still think needs to be there.
Yes.
But they're saying, guys, Formula One drivers have never really, only in the heat of the moment do they swear. I think the problem is they're saying in the paddock afterwards, they're dropping bombs.
Right,
and they're saying that's when you got to be professional. I kind of agree with that part.
Yes,
in the heat of the moment, different story. But when they're outside of the cars, I think they need to control themselves a little bit better. So there's big pressure on for that. Not only in the Formula One, but in the World Rally. One of the guys got fined heavily.
I saw that.
Yeah.
And it is. I mean, you're in a public in the eye, and we get the pressures there. You represent a whole lot of brands. I don't think those brands feel comfortable with you being in this. I mean, to your point, behind the scenes, and when the mics are off and you're away from the public eye, we all swear. We all drop the F-bomb and the P-bomb, the MSP, the M-P,
the Plucky Cup Club,
the PK, a lot of P-bombs. But you do that away from where people can hear it. I know what that's like.
Yeah,
you know? People
but
look
talking
at you
your
and they judge.
situation, I mean, you live to thousands of people.
I've dropped those
and
bombs.
You
it's not
have
good.
to,
It's not pleasant. You got to apologize, because there are people that expect more from you in that space. And
it's tricky
just,
though in today's society. But I think they'll find a balance. But coming back to testing, have you seen all this like scaffolding they put on the cars?
Incredible. Is that to test obviously wind force and wind direction
how
and
the wind
aerodynamics?
flows. But I just think to myself, with today's technology, is that necessary? But I actually like it though. And then they put this green paint on. And the car, I don't know if you saw the McLaren, it was like this Luma green, literally the whole car. And someone said, gee, did they use enough of this paint? It's like, I forget what it's called. But look, I mean, the times are very close. I think that there's going to be a few surprises. I think the championship's going to be more exciting.
It's going to be tighter this year,
for sure. It's a pity, though, because, it just gets tighter, and then next year it changes drastically. They're saying Adrian Newey has done some tweaks to the Aston, but the times didn't show it yet. Obviously, he's got sort of one hand tied behind his back because I think he's saving himself for the revamp of the completely new car. So, but I mean, it's going to be very exciting, and I think a lot of exciting things that's going to happen come race day, 16th of March.
Oh, can't wait. We'll have some special guests on here before the 16th of March, which gives us just next week to kind of get that in place. But let's talk local motor racing this weekend. There's a lot on the go. Is it oval racing?
Yeah, Cape Hull drivers,
Cape Hull drivers.
They've got their, not their first, they start quite early. It's probably their second, third round.
Right.
So that's going to be exciting. Again, great racing, well supported.
Yeah.
It's always great to go to Killarney International Raceway, set up your tent. And that's something new that they've started at Killarney.
Right.
Something that we're not going to be good at, or we probably will never do.
Right.
You can now camp next weekend at the National.
Wow.
Which is like the old days.
But
I remember.
With a tent and everything?
Like a full-on tent the night before. You go in, set up tent, get your spot. I mean, it's pretty cool.
I mean, it won't be the first time that pegging's taken place at the track there.
Yeah, or it's not the first time that someone's pitched a tent.
Pitched a tent.
Illegally.
Well, that's nice. I think a lot of people will come out in numbers and, be a part of like a weekend festivity.
Yeah, it'll create an intense environment. But no, it's cool. I think they're trying to create like the better... the baddest environment and just the Le Mans and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. If it brings more people to the track, why not?
Exactly. Karting this weekend as well. I know the karting fraternity asked us please to give them some love.
Yes.
Absolutely. It's a great place where the juniors learn and they come through the ranks. Regionals this weekend there as well at Killarney International
Little
Raceway.
bambinos, as they call them, flying around the track, aspiring to be the next Formula One champion.
Very cool. Now, listen, we've had a busy week, including giving back. So the Fastlane went out to the Cape of Good Hope SPCA to go, and I emceed a luncheon there and heard from some of the inspectors. Rudy, Jeffrey were there, and I caught up with the SPCA to find out what the year looks like. Have a look at this.
Very, very special week indeed, and I got to share it with the SPCA, and specifically the Cape of Good Hope SPCA. It's an organization that does incredible work. It's manned by the most inspirational human beings, and one of them is right here with me. Belinda, it's always lekker seeing you. Importantly, because when I do get to see you, it's about spreading love. It's about doing the most for those that don't have mouthpieces, and that's our beautiful animals in the Western Cape.
Yes.
You and your team are just extra special and special to my heart. What a year 2024 was. When we think about 2025 and everything that we can do to curb the spread of more of the animal population, but importantly, what we can do to make a difference in the lives of the Cape of Good Hope SPCA.
Okay.
Last year, let's forget about it. Let's talk about this
year.
What are our plans?
All right. So first of all, thank you so much, Ryan, for coming out and being here with us today, because we know that you're doing this just out of the love that you have in your heart.
Absolutely.
For the organisation, the work that we do, and of course the animals too. So thank you so much for doing that. And what a beautiful day we have ahead of us.
Stunning.
With some incredible people. And 2025 for the SPCA is really going to be a year about taking control.
Got you.
And there's a lot of work that we have to do proactively.
Yes.
Our reactive work is wonderful because it means that there is justice for animals, that people have committed crimes against. The court action, all that stuff still continues, but we have to do more proactive stuff.
We have to.
We have to get out into communities, we have to educate more, and we have to sterilize more animals.
Spot on.
And 2025 is really about fighting back and taking control, because at the moment the pet overpopulation crisis, it's out of control.
It's out of control,
There's far too many animals. There are far too few loving homes for them.
Yes.
And the SPCA has started with a very aggressive campaign right from the beginning of the year to raise funds for sterilisation, because that is one of the only few proactive tools we have at our disposal in the fight against animal overpopulation. And of course, if we can stop animals from being born into environments, we can reduce the workload that is on the SPCA's shoulder from a perspective of investigating cases of neglect, taking people to task for not doing right by their animals, and of course it's less burden on the SPCA's veterinary services. We don't have that many owners bringing pets in that can't afford to access private care. So all in all, it's about being really, really proactive about our fight against animal cruelty.
And go out there and add a member to your family that's waiting for a loving home. I've been out to go see the Cape of Good Hope SPCA. The people that are there are unbelievable, but so are the amazing animals they have there. It starts with that decision, and the decision to curb. You might think for a second, hang on a second, we don't have a problem, but yet we breed animals, yet we're okay with our animals going out into neighborhoods and coming home and increasing that animal population. No, let's do the right thing, and the right thing starts with education. And so that massive drive to educate is a massive part of what the SPCA are doing this year. Belinda, you and your team, it's so lekker being here amongst people that have the same common goal and love for animals.
Yes.
To you and your organization, just thanks for everything you do.
Thank you so much, Ryan. Thank you again for being here with us.
I love it.
And
It's the best place to be.
It is. We love having you.
Thank you.
So there we go, at the Cape of Good Hope SPCA. From that on to a car we're driving this week, and it's a Mercedes-Benz week, even though it's Roller Luxury Collection. We've got the GLE 300D with an AMG package on it. Have a look.
Right, John, in the driveway, a GLE 300D AMG kit. I love the wheels. Those are the biggest wheels you can get for the GLE. And this one, incredible deal, 1.1 million. It's got 55,000 Ks on the clock. Importantly, it's a diesel, which means economy is brilliant. You're getting good kilometers on a tank of petrol. Diesel.
Yeah, I think it is a bonus these days. You know, if you think about the traffic in Cape Town especially and the amount of driving we're doing, you know, it is nice. I mean, I suppose people that have these kind of cars, is petrol an issue, but I think it's more the pain having to go fill up all the time.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I mean, this car, as you know, it absorbs the road so well. It's just so comfortable. It's like, it's just like driving on cushions, you know.
So much space inside the car as well. It's a big vehicle. I love the metallic gold paint on it. It's like a bronzy, dark, almost titanium color. I haven't seen it before in a Mercedes-Benz, but it really is nice. This one from Roller Luxury Collection. This one Brandon's just got in, like I said, 1.1.
Jeez, actually a lot of car for that money, eh?
Flying at the moment at that dealership. He literally can't get enough stock. As stock's arriving, it's going.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, if you look at this, I mean, this is a lot of car for 1.1. I mean, we've spoken about it before. Cars are just getting more and more expensive. So you want the best bang for your buck.
Yeah.
And I think this is perfect because what I like is being a diesel, they still added the sporty look to it.
Yes.
Which is, I remember in the old days, diesels were boring and that, but this still gives you that like nice sporty presence.
Gets a lot of heads turned. I can tell you that. You pull into a driveway, pull into the school on the school run. A lot of people look, and it's all down to not only the color, the size of it, but the mags. The mags for me on this car just make the vehicle, and what a great drive as well. If you're looking for a family vehicle at around the million mark, just over the million, you couldn't ask for more than the GLE 300D with the AMG kit in it from Roller Luxury Collection. On the road, like we both discussed, incredibly quiet, incredibly comfortable, and importantly, very fuel economical.
Great car, that.
Yeah. Look, it's been quite interesting because obviously I've been doing a lot of precision driving this last 2 weeks. And interesting. EV cars, you know, there's been talks now of EV cars now, are they here to stay? I think hybrids are becoming more popular. But this brand that I drove for, full electric, and they had more than 4 or 5 cars that I shot with. So, look, I'll disclose, it was VW.
Okay.
So it was ID 234 and ID7.
Wow, a big one.
Full electric. And I must say, I felt like a tourist in my own city. We have a beautiful city. I must brag because we don't go to these odd places. So I was in the back of Jonkershoek. I was at the Palms in Woodstock, shooting in the parking lot there. And, you know, the whole center's closed. So I got to like roam around in between shots and stuff. And I mean, it's like a beautiful structures and it's very neat. And then I was at Boerkaap. And I mean, that place hums. Did you know that there's a lot happening there?
Yeah, it's festive.
It's like a photo shoot. I watched people going up and down there, and I was like, is this a TV ad? Meanwhile, these are people just coming to have like a shoot because of the color of the houses.
Absolutely.
And then I was like snooping around there. There's like the super, super wealthy that have snuck in, and then the super, super poor. Both got the same views.
Correct. It's
but
a cross between the both.
A little, and it's like I was going to say the Fufuzelas of Brazil, but it's not the Fufuzelas. You know what I mean? It's like a little mafia.
Yeah.
Because you don't just come in there. Because there's this guy. Watch, you pay for us to do the filming there, but you got to get the nod from you know
the community.
Faisal, whoever the guy is, and then he goes, Okay, cool. And then you look after this one.
Everyone's taken care of.
And then everybody's happy. But gee, those roads are literally like this to shoot on.
Some cobblestones and like rock stones that haven't been changed in forever. A beautiful little restaurant in Burkop that's been there forever, Bismillah. If you ever there, go and stop on the family-owned business. It is just the most incredible cuisine. So definitely a must-see if you're in the city. Right, that's it. Listen, we'll be back next week. We've got talking a lot of things. There's local motor racing at its best. We start counting down the weeks to Formula One and doing some cool things. I've already got a little hint of a sniff from our friends at eBet saying we've got to do more than one Formula One this year with them. And at this stage, we're looking at possibly doing Spa and a Qatar night race.
Oh my goodness!
I know.
I mean, and just to hop on that, so we don't forget, Two Wheels this weekend. MotoGP kicks off,
MotoGP.
Which is going to be.
Thank heaven Sundays return to normal.
We can have our power naps, but also KTM. Did you see the creditors are giving the green light? So I'm sure for Brad Binder going into this weekend, a bit of relief. I mean, he must have been concerned. Is he going to be around? There's talks that BMW have little shares in there somewhere. I wonder if that wouldn't maybe down the line flip to a BMW. MotoGP bike, you know. You never know. But anyway, very cool. Glad they're staying. Good for Brad. And I hope he has a great season.
Nice, Brad. All the best. And we wish you all the best as well as we, a very important time of the year for kids. School exams again, etc. Last 3 or 4 weeks before the term is done in the Western Cape. Huge thanks to Breitling, to Sanlam Private Wealth, and to eBet. We'll be back with the Fastlane next week.
Engines roaring, feel the beat, feel the beat. Ryan and John can't be beat on the Fastlane. So sleek, gotta rev up, hit the street. Ooh,